Hello, hello, and welcome to the Gonzo Experience. I am David Gonzo Mamano, your host. So excited that you are sharing some heartbeats with us today because I have a great guest. I have a great guest from overseas. Ladies, you're going to love his English accent. About 3 hours north of England, or of London, I'm sorry. I think the more north you go, the more pronounced the accent gets, I think, right? So great guest today, very excited. And you're going to love his path because it goes from male stripper to health coach, health and transformation coach. And is the first male stripper I have had on the show. So with that introduction, Gav Gillibrand, welcome to the Gonzo Experience.
Thanks for having me on the show. And it's probably going to be the last male stripper on the show. Let's be honest, David, right?
Where do I
Never
go
mind
from
the
here?
first.
Where do I
Where do
go
you go
from
from
here?
here? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
only downhill from now on. No,
Yep.
pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. No, really excited about it. So, Gav, I want to read your bio here quickly, just so everybody can get kind of an overview about you, and we're certainly going to dig a little bit
Sure.
deeper. So, Gav Gillibrand, he is a fitness and nutrition expert who specializes in helping busy men and women lose 20 pounds or more in 12 weeks or less without cutting carbs and without cutting the other fun stuff from their lives. From a TV appearance on Blind Date to its distinguished career as a male review artist, aka male stripper, traveling all over the UK and Europe, Gav went on to become one of the UK's most successful online health and fitness coaches, having helped hundreds of clients in the last 15 years to health and weight loss success. His techniques have helped people lose body fat with ease, increase their energy, improve their health, and give them the body weight loss goals that they have always wanted. Finally, his unique take on fat loss has led him to build a community of over 33,000 unique followers on LinkedIn, where he inspires them every day with content that is fun, informative, and unique. Well, I love it. And Gab, we were doing a little pre-talking before I hit record.
Mhm.
I love your marketing because we all have that 20 pounds, right? We all have that. I mean, I've met people that are thin. Oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, right? So you, by that one little tagline alone, you're capturing, I would say, like 98% of the population.
I
We
hope
all want
so.
better health. We all want better laser focus, right? Uh, and we all want to cut fat without having to sacrifice carbs and fun. So we're gonna get to all that, but Gab, we gotta hear about your journey. Right? It sounds like a very interesting one. So tell me, how did you know this whole journey begin with yes, the male stripping to where you are today?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And just to say, in sort of in reverse order, what I'm doing now with weight loss and health and fitness, that was kind of always the aim. Back when if I go back to when I was 14 or 15, I was obsessed with all types of sports. I discovered bodybuilding at 15. But back in this is the late 80s. I'm looking at all the magazines. Obviously, this is pre-internet, so you'd see the odd muscle mag and say, "I want to look like these guys." And when everyone went to, they do this thing called work experience. I'm sure you call it something different in America. When you're about 15, 16, you go in like a traditional business, like a bank or an insurance company, and get an idea of what it would be like to work in that
Yeah,
company.
we call those internships here.
Okay, cool. So we did this work experience where everyone else went into a bank or somewhere, and I actually went into a gym. I discovered that you could be a personal trainer. I didn't know what that meant, but I'd seen Madonna. This is a true story. Madonna came over to UK. She was at Wembley, and she was famously seen running around Hyde Park with two burly stroke bouncer stroke personal trainer guys with personal trainer emblazoned across their t-shirt. And I remember seeing, I was obsessed with Madonna. I was, oh, you could be a personal trainer. Is that a thing? Maybe you could be a personal trainer to the stars. Imagine training Madonna, flying all over the world, looking after these celebrities. So that was the idea. So long story short, I did my exams, high school, and then went to go and do my degree in sports and exercise science, signed up for that degree. In the meantime, I'd worked part-time in a gym. So I was 18 years old, and I was working like 20, 30 hours a week in this local fitness studio before going up to, off to university. And it was one lunch break. I remember this is late 1992. I saw this, someone had pinned up a little paper clipping in the staff room, and it said auditions for Blind Date. Now, Blind Date back in the late 80s, early 90s was the #1 TV show in the UK. And bearing in mind, we only had 4 channels back then. That's it. I mean, BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, and Channel 4. So it was ITV's flagship Saturday night program. 17 million people, which is a lot for the UK. I know it's not big, viewing for the US, but it was the closest thing that we've got to reality TV nowadays. And the premise of the show was there'd be 3 guys and a girl behind the screen. The girl would ask these questions, and then she would pick the guy that she wanted to go on this blind date with. Now, I went for this audition. I thought, how can I ensure that I get on this show? I need to do anything I can to get on TV. This is going to be my break. So I bullshitted them and I told them I was a stripper. And it was a complete lie. So it was a complete lie. But I say that back up, it was half a lie. It was a small white lie, because about 6 weeks before that audition, I'd actually seen in the newspaper auditions to be a strippogram, to be a stripper. I thought I could do that. I was 17, 18 years old, into the gym. I was far too up my own arse, if I'm being completely honest. I was so into my own importance. I thought I could be a stripper. I'm confident I can do that. And I'd been for this audition to be a stripper, got the job, but never actually had a gig. So I thought, well, I'm half a stripper. So if I tell them I am, I'm going to get on it. So I went through the first audition, second audition, third audition, got onto TV. So this TV show came out literally a week before I was about to start university. So you can imagine the very first week in university, all the guys thought I was this cool guy. All the girls thought I was a complete arsehole, because some of the stuff I'd said on the show. So it worked in my favor in one aspect and not so much. Anyway,
yeah,
this part-time stripping thing became a thing. So all through the 3 years of university, I was doing, 3 or 4 gigs at the weekends, cash in hand, all the fun, all the extras you can imagine. Never thought that it would turn into a full-time job. But literally 2 weeks before I was about to graduate, this is the true story. This is where it all began. The stripping career began. A friend of mine from my hometown, when I went to go to university, he took over my sort of main job as the strippogram in the area. You guys call it the bachelorette party over there. Where a guy turns up in the fireman's costume, or the police NYPD. Or
hello, ladies. You are all under arrest.
That type of corny, very cheesy, very corny, but back then it was great fun. He'd taken over my reign of the stripping king of our hometown, and he'd actually started working with, I guess, was the UK's equivalent to the Chippendales. Mm-hmm. So it was the biggest group in the UK, and he said, Gav, we've got a 12-week tour of Europe coming up, and we need 1 extra guy. There's 10 guys. We know you're the man for the job. We need you. I said, mate, I would love to. I said, but I've got to finish this 10,000-word dissertation in 2 weeks. I say finish. I needed to start it. I hadn't started it. He said, when do you need to know by? He said to me, when do you need? I need to know today. I went, fuck it, I'm in. So I hold my hand up to mum and dad. I didn't finish my degree, and I literally packed in my degree, left, and went to go on this 12-week tour of Europe, which collapsed after 11 days.
Oh my God.
And we didn't get paid a single cent. So the start of my career. But that was it. I left without a degree. So I've got 3/4 of a degree, and I was half a stripper and bullshitting my way onto the TV show. And then, 1996 became the start of a full-time career until 2010.
Wow. So you were a male stripper for a good 14, 15 years.
Full time. Yeah. I kept, well, I'll do it for a year. It's great fun. I'll stop next year. I'll get to age 30. I need to start using my brain instead of everything else.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop, couldn't finish, got to age 35. And I thought, come on, I need to get some type of a career. I can't stay, and I mean this with the most respect when I say this, David. A lot of the guys, I saw the guys that were 5, 6 years older than me, they were getting to their early 40s. And then when they were retiring or giving up, they were like, what do we go and do now? And I thought, I can't be one of those guys. I always knew that I could get back into my personal training and fitness and nutrition because that was my first love. So I moved to London. I was living in the sticks, moved 2 hours into London and went full time, but with my tail between my legs, because now I was going to have to earn a living in a job where before I never considered it a job. It was, I was out 5 nights of the week, great fun, good money, cash in hand. There was no responsibility as such. But now I was going to have to actually get up in the morning and go to a physical workplace like a gym or a studio and actually speak to people and build some type of a business. So for the first year, I was like, I failed. I didn't become a Hollywood celebrity, and it was never like, the idea was never to stay in stripping. I was actually doing little bits of TV, dancing jobs, acting jobs, small bit time with a view to maybe becoming something bigger. And it obviously never happened. So I thought, right, let's quit this. Got to London. And so since 2008 to 2021, it's 11 years, I've been full time in fitness, nutrition, and the coaching business.
I love it.
That was my story.
Well, that is the best stripper story I ever heard. It's the only one, but it really is the only one.
Yeah.
I was a stripper too in college, but it was more. My buddy and I had a side business as painters, so we were more paint strippers.
Paint strippers, yeah.
Yeah, different kind. Yeah, because when you look like Screech, like me in college, you know who Screech is?
I do know Screech.
Yeah, not a lot of offers for Screech, Doppelganger stripping. So
Screech.
Not do that, but well, I love it, and obviously it's a great part of your career, and it kept you in shape, right? I mean, you had to look good. You had to look good, right?
Absolutely,
so up with your nutrition and fitness and all that great stuff. So, well, thanks for sharing that part of your journey, and once again, very unique. 200 plus episodes. I've never heard that journey before, so you're definitely standing out, Gav. I love it.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So now I want to get into what you're doing today, because the Gonzo experience, we really try to help entrepreneurs, a lot of times through stories of ups and downs, crashing and burning, crashing and learning. But today I want to really get some nuggets from you about how, entrepreneurial thinkers, entrepreneurs can super hyper focus on being as fit as they can be. They want to burn that fat. They want to lose 20 pounds. I think more, even I'll say just as important, is they want to have laser-like focus. Now, when I was on your website, that was like on page 1, right homepage, like burn fat, create energy, lose up to 20 pounds or 20 pounds or more, and get laser-like focus. All without cutting carbs and fun. So this sounds like a magical formula to me. So tell us about how you do this and how you help people.
Well, I'll tell you exactly how we do that. But first, I want to clear up what fat loss and losing weight isn't. There's many myths in fitness, and unfortunately, there's so many myths being bandied around. That's partly the fault from the media, partly the fault from celebrity world, the world of Hollywood. The famous programs that people are on. But there's a lot of myths, a lot of bullshit in the industry, and the typical ones are, you have to cut carbs to lose body fat. You have to be in the gym 5 days a week. You need all this time, all that. And I've worked with, as you said, business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and most of them come to me and say, look, I want to lose 20 pounds or more, but I don't have the time. I don't know what to eat. And I like to have a drink. That's what most of the guys and girls that I work with, most of the corporate world, really. So there's a lot of misconceptions that they think, when I say diet, the word diet to most people, straight away they think no carbs, no fun, rabbit food, restriction, elimination. So the first thing I teach them that is not about that. It's simple maths, or math, as you guys would call it. We've got to know the numbers. Burning body fat is about being in what we call the calorie deficit. Now, you may have heard of that phrase. You may not have. A calorie deficit means that you're burning more calories than you're taking in. That's simply the mechanism that every diet works. If you're burning more than you're taking in, you'll lose weight. If you're taking in more than you're burning, you'll gain weight. And that's what most people are in, a constant surplus, okay, where they're always consuming more than they burn. That's how we gain body fat. So most people think that to go on this diet, they're going to have to eliminate all the fun stuff, carbohydrates. Now, look, we know that most people overeat, cakes, biscuits, chocolate, muffins, cereal, French fries, chips, all the stuff that we all love. It tastes great, right? But we consume a lot of it. Now, people think, well, last time I went on a diet, I lost 20 pounds because I cut all those things out. So automatically that makes people think, well, that's the only way they need to lose weight. It's not, it wasn't the reduction of those foods that helped them lose weight. It was the reduction in calories. Can you see the difference? So once we establish that it's a reduction in calories that help people lose weight, then we can start. And it really is tracking the numbers. We get clients to track calories. Like most people track their income. Like if you don't track your income, certainly if you're in business, you're probably going to go bust. And if you're not doing it on a personal level, you're probably going to end up in debt. So most people have some idea of what the finances. So I let people to look at calories like they would their finances. We've got calories coming in, that's everything they eat and drink, versus calories going out, and that's all the exercise they do, and their metabolism, and just their general life. So we want the burning of calories to be more than the calories they consume. Once we can get that level, we can start to lose weight. Now, when I say lose 20 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks, that isn't just some fancy marketing spiel. That's what everyone does when they come on my program, because we don't mess. There's a million things that you could do in fitness. But what I found that, especially with guys that are busy, guys and girls that are busy, don't have a lot of time, whatever that means, don't know what to cook. They want results quick, and they don't want to be focused on things that don't move the needle forward. So we get them to almost eliminate 97% of the stuff that they could be doing but don't need, and get them to laser focus on a couple of things, simple habits. And that means tracking their calories, moving their body 2 or 3 times a week, maybe getting to sleep on time, increasing their water. If they did that and nothing else, they're going to lose body fat. Now, when we talk about energy, most people gain energy when they start to lose weight. So we don't want to try and gain energy or increase energy without losing weight. So the byproduct, the increase of energy, will come from the reduction in body fat. And that's where the focus will come. When someone loses 10, 15 pounds in 3 or 4 weeks, and they think, hang on, this was a person that said to me in the beginning, I don't have time to exercise. I say to people in the beginning, well, can you move your body 2 times a week for 30 minutes? And nearly everyone can do that. Like, even if they don't think they can, they usually can. So let's say someone loses 10 pounds in the first 2 or 3 weeks, which is very normal. I get clients coming to me saying, Gav, can I actually do a 3rd session? Well, hang on, David. Well, 2 weeks ago, you told me you didn't have time to do 2 sessions. Now you're asking to do a 3rd and 4th, because we know that someone that says they haven't got time, we've all got time. We've all got 24 hours. We all make the time for things that are important to us. The problem, the person that says they don't have time for exercise is usually the person that doesn't value what they get from exercise. But hang on, when someone starts to lose 10 pounds and they realize, actually, this is working for me, all of a sudden they manage to carve out time. So it's never about time. It's about doing the things that get results quickly. Then they realize, actually, I've got a lot more time to put to something that's actually going to get me results. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you find that most people are doing wrong? Are they just not, not healthy eating choices, not enough sleep, not enough water? Those seem to be like the quick starts, right?
It all comes down to the food. It's 99% is what they put in their mouth. And if I was to ask you, and then I'd ask all my clients, do they know how many calories in a gram of protein, fat, and carbs? And I'm not trying to trick you, David, but do you know how many calories are in a gram of protein, fat, and carbs? Do you actually know that?
No idea.
Does anyone? No, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the equivalent of you saying to me, Gav, do you know the value of $1? We all know the value of $1 or a pound in my currency, or the Chinese yen, or the peso in somewhere. Everyone knows the value of their currency, but you just said it, like, you don't know the calories in a gram of protein. So how the hell are you going to know what food you're taking in? And that's not to have a go at you, David. That's just everyone. Sure. So most people don't know the value of the food they're taking in. So this is what people do when they go on a diet. They've got 20 pounds to lose. Like, as you said, nearly everyone's got 10 to 15 pounds they want to lose, right?
Yeah.
So they want to lose some weight. So they go on a diet. So they've got a load of food coming in. They don't know the value of what that is in the first place. So it's a random number. So they know to go on a diet, they need to reduce that number. So they don't know what's coming in, and they don't know what they've reduced it to. They've just reduced it. They don't know what they're burning. So can you see they might lose some weight if they get that equation right, but it's really guesswork. So what we do is we take away the guesswork. We teach them that there's 4 calories in a gram of protein, there's 4 calories in a gram of carbohydrate, there's 9 calories in a gram of fat. Then we teach them the value of calories and what to eat to make up their calorific total for the day. And then we get them to track it. Simple tracker on their phone. They can actually track the calories coming in. Now, guess what? By the end of the first week, they lose 2 or 3 pounds. They're like, what the fuck? I haven't lost 2 or 3 pounds for 2 years, never mind in the first week. And that's simply because we know what's coming in, roughly, and we know that we're burning more. So it's simply understanding the basics around nutrition. And I would say that most people just don't understand. It's almost like trying to tell a 2-year-old, this is $1. Do you know how much that is worth? They're like, no, they don't even know what $1 is. And that's exactly what we have with the problem we have with people that want to lose weight and they've been in the corporate. Nearly everyone just doesn't understand the very basics of nutrition. So that's why there's so many myths around it, like carbs make you fat, which they don't. Sugar is addictive, which it isn't. Fat makes you fat, which it doesn't. You need to be at the gym. Eating food after 7 p.m. gets stored as body fat. Another myth. That's not true. There's literally 100, and my whole life is dispelling those myths on social media, on my website. LinkedIn is a massive platform for me, so I try and do that in a way that makes people laugh. I realize if you can make them laugh, it's the same time as give them information. They like you, they trust you, and they end up becoming a client. So it's really teaching the basic, and losing weight is actually a lot more simpler than people realize. Now, that's the mechanical side of it. Look, losing weight is easy. Burn more calories than you take in, move your body. But the bit that's hard is the psychological aspect, like self-image, self-esteem, self-belief, that self-sabotage, all that psychological part, which is why most people don't lose the weight they want. They lose a little bit and they go back right to where they started, because knowing the skills is one thing, but the skill set, but there's the mindset. So the mindset's the hard part. The skill set we can teach in an hour. The mindset, that's what we teach over the 12 weeks.
What do you think about intermittent fasting or fasting in general?
You mean skipping breakfast?
Pretty much, yeah. I know it's a fancy word for skipping breakfast, right?
It's a fancy word. And look, here's the thing. It became really popular. I mean, it's been around since time began, but it became really popular about 8, 9, 10 years ago, maybe. I first started doing it. And there's a few benefits for doing it, but it really is just a great way for some to get into a calorie deficit. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're eating 2,000 calories a day, and most people are having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe a snack or 2 in between. Most people. Mm-hmm. So intermittent fasting, the typical one is the 16-8, where people fast from dinner, they miss breakfast, and they have their first meal. They break their fast by having lunch. So they have a 8-hour feeding window from say 1 till 9 p.m. and a 16-hour fast. So what they've done, if they still just eat 2,000 calories between 1 and 8 p.m., it's no better than eating 2,000 calories between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. It doesn't matter the window. What matters is the total calories. If by skipping breakfast they reduce their calorie intake for the day by 500 and only eat 1,500 at the end of the day, then they're going to lose weight. So what people get confused by, they go, oh, I did intermittent fasting and I lost 20 pounds. Yes, because you ate less food than you were burning. It was nothing to do with intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is great when you take breakfast off the menu for most people. If they can then control their intake, it's a great way of doing that. Like skip breakfast, start lunch. But what I know a lot of people that do intermittent fasting, yet gain weight. There's nothing magical about fasting. It's just it's a period of not taking calories into the body. There's some health benefits for doing that, as in it's good for the digestion, as in the digestion gets a break. Growth hormone goes up a little bit. There's other hormones are effective in a positive way. But the way people gain weight is by consuming more calories than they burn. The way they lose weight is by being in a calorie deficit. So you could eat 50 meals a day or one meal a day. If they were all 2,000 calories, the result you get would be identical. So it's just a fancy way of getting into a calorie deficit for some. So there's nothing magical about it, but it can be a great tool if used correctly.
Excellent. Gav, this has been super, super fantastic. I think that, we're touching the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure we could talk for hours and hours more, but I want people to learn more about you and contact you. Give us all your contact information, your website, they want to email you, social media, all that great stuff.
Absolutely. Best place to get me is where I'm always lurking is LinkedIn. That's my biggest platform. And it's just simply Gav Gillibrand on LinkedIn. You can find me about 36,000 on there. I post 2 or 3 times a day. It's one of the best. If you're not on LinkedIn, you need to get on there. It's one of the best places for business. If you're a coach, consultant, B2B, but LinkedIn, or it comes to the website, gavgillibrand.com. Or probably a great start would be to get my book. Don't know if you've noticed that, the GHG method. They can go to Amazon, it's on there, or the ghgmethod.com. They're probably my main 3 ways to get in touch.
Excellent. Well, Gav, people used to make fun of me because I was too skinny, right? And then I went to college. I went to the University of Buffalo, where the prominent diet at the time was chicken wings, beer, and pizza. And so definitely the freshman 15, I did a little bit more. And since then I've always like, I got to lose 10, 15 pounds, So I'm going to be in touch with you because I want to take the Gill challenge. And I just came up with that. Do you like that?
I like it.
And I would love to connect with you more and more on that. And I just wanted to say, to the Gonzo family, if you do want a personal connection to Gav, be happy to connect you via email. Just email me at david@davidmamano.com. Be happy to. Or find him on LinkedIn. I mean, it's Gav, G-A-V, very simple. Gillibrand, Gillibrand, just like it sounds. And very friendly, very responsive, and I'm sure you're really for a British guy, you're very friendly. Not stuffy at all, No, I'm just kidding.
That's the old cliche, isn't it? Like
I know.
And we've got as many about the Americans as everyone else. But I don't know if you follow football. And I don't mean proper football, not American football. You guys call soccer. We are in the semi-finals of the European of the Euros. Tomorrow we're playing Denmark, and we haven't been in a final, if we get through, since 1966 when we won the World Cup. Obviously, everyone over here is football mad. Europe is football mad. I don't know if you follow football at all, David, but
not
it's a big deal.
But I have been hearing about it because Italy has been in the
course. Well, they're actually the favourites. We're probably, if we beat Denmark, it's Italy and Spain tonight. And Italy, I think they've won the World Cup 3 times. Is probably one of the best teams in the world at the moment. They've always been very good. So it's Italy Spain tonight, which is a bit of a crunch match. But So how long have you been in America? Have you been your whole life in America? It's like
born and bred.
Yep. Where's the original family from? Where are they from originally?
Oh, Italy, all Sicily. Yeah, all the grandparents are from Sicily. So that's my motherland.
Proper mafia then.
Yes.
Proper mafioso, yeah.
I've converted to more of a legal mafia. So there's no killing, no laundering of money,
So the boring version, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a boring Sicilian.
But the legal type. I get that.
But I don't have to worry about getting whacked every day.
Getting whacked, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, Gav. Oh, and by the way, everybody, if you're we're talking about soccer. We're recording this on July 6th. So I think this is going to come out about 3 weeks. So that by the time you hear this, you will know who won. And I'm going to, after Italy, I'll vote for you guys. All right.
Good man.
All right, Gab. Well, thank you so much. Truly appreciate you sharing some heartbeats with us today. And I wish you continued massive success.
Thank you very much, David. Cheers.
Yeah. And thank you, Gonzo family. Also appreciate your heartbeats. I know that There's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of content out there for you. And you have chosen to be with me today, with us today. Very much appreciated. Please listen to us. We have a new episode every Wednesday morning. The Gonzo Experience. I've been recording for almost 5 years. It's the most consistent thing I do because I love it. So thank you for your support. Wish you all massive continued success. And please don't forget to stay awesome.